What's up, everybody? We're getting right into it today. Markets are ripping. We got to talk about the charts. Hit that like button. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are tuned in from. Hope you're doing well. I got a double on the audio really quick. Let me switch this over. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's talk about what's going on in these markets because we are seeing some wonderful, wonderful things going on right now. How's everybody doing? How you feeling? I just had to run from upstairs. I didn't realize we were ending that Discover Crypto show so quick. I just had to run downstairs. So we got to talk about this though. Bitcoin in the last 7 days up 19%, nearly 20%. Ethereum up 15%, BNB 12%, Solana 11%. It's almost like it's collectively going down 19, 15, 12, 11, 9. And we see 9. And then also Avalanche up 10, Chainlink 8. The markets are doing so well right now. They're ripping around. Do you have your portfolio stacked the way you want it to? Have you been stacking at the lows? Or are you only getting excited now that the market is starting to push up? We got to ask ourselves, if we're seeing the markets right now leaving us behind, what were we doing when we had the better opportunity when the prices were lower? We got to talk about that. So let's dive into what's going on today. We're talking about all the things in the market. Let's go ahead and go through this really quick and jump into these charts. Where are we at? I'm so out of breath from running downstairs. I'm lightheaded. Doesn't really matter. You know what? I don't want to show you anything on Twitter. Let's go ahead and talk directly about the charts because this is what we're here for. We want to know what's going on with the price. We want to know where things are going. We want to know what's going on. So let's talk about it. Let's get over here to this, come over here to Bitcoin and just talk about what the hell's going on. Obviously, we've had this uptrend and we have this target that we are making our way to. And when I posted this tweet a couple days ago, it was right in, let's go down to the 4 hour. It was right when we had this formation right in here. I was, pointing out the possibility of this bull flag breaking up into this $64,000 region. And when we posted that, it felt like even at that time, I was a little cautious about sharing that because it felt like the markets had already pushing up. We had this 20% correction that we had right here, 20%. And then another launch to the upside, and we're getting above this band. It really felt like the bear in me, the contrarian in me wanted to be like, man, we're going to get that pullback. And I was looking at this, I said, well, we do have a bull flag, so I'm going to mark the target. And I shared it with you all. And let's go ahead and delete this one right here. That this target felt a little exuberant, but we're only seeing that buying pressure from these ETFs increase over time. In fact, if we come over here and we scroll down to, let's go to the ETF tracker, we can see we're over 700. Why does this always do this? I got to click it twice. Come on. There we go. Over 756,000 Bitcoin. In fact, we're seeing this right now, this expansion in the ETF holdings. We can also see that this has just been pushing higher and higher. And currently we're at a little bit of a low. And this has to do with the speed of growth. This is not the total amount. This is the speed of growth. But this is excellent. We're seeing records set with this Bitcoin spot ETF. In fact, we're seeing a lot of where basically this boundary of whalish behavior down here, defending this sort of $40,000 mark, which is also below where their short-term holder cost basis is, which is over $43,000 now. We're seeing everything lining up. We got the GDP came down a little bit, but that's not really going to affect what's going on in the market. But this was a big one right here. There were more individual trades yesterday in the Bitcoin ETFs than there were in SPY or QQQ. And this is before they have options and all these extra financial products built around the ETFs, trading puts and calls and derivatives and stuff on those ETFs. Now, where are we at right now? Let's just take a little trip down memory lane. $250 back in 2015 in February. 2016 was $400. Then next February is $1,000. Then look at this, 10x, 10,000. The following, oh my God, Bitcoin's dead. It went down to 3.8 thousand. But then it came back up 9,000, 50,000, down. Look at this, 2 down years, and now almost triple the previous year. So what's going on right now. We've been talking about this on this channel for the last year plus, and that is looking at this halving cycle, understanding this. I know we talk about this a lot, but we got to keep our context and our mind right about what's happening. This is where we're at right now. This is this current halving that we're pushing into. This is a previous halving right here that this pushed into. This was the previous halving that this pushed into. So are we going to get a post-halving correction, or maybe the minus 20% corrections along the way is going to be the norm? If you ask where we're at right now, we're up a little bit above where we've been in previous cycles right now as compared to when the halving is. But we also have different capital flows. We have all these things we've been talking about. And so things are getting exciting. They're feeling exuberant. They're feeling like we can't believe it. You guys have seen this. Everybody else out there has shared it. We don't need to spend time on that. Good morning, Bitcoin and crypto gains. I posted this morning to all the newer class. If you're a newer class, welcome to the gains of a bull run, who listen to us old crypto heads talking about the bull market after such a hard bear market. This is what we're talking about. All these gains, these amazing days where we're seeing stuff on these charts. In fact, Drew brought this to my attention. That's the wrong one right here. Drew brought this to my attention. If you throw this on the monthly chart, I look at this like this. It's the largest monthly candle we've ever had. Do you see the size of this candle? No other monthly candle has this one's gotten near it, but we are in a new sort of paradigm. Now, I do want to be cautious about potential pullbacks, which is why I'm not removing these targets to the downside yet, because they still very well could come. Let's get out here to there we go. They still very well could come. What's going on with the chart? There we go. Just slow. Now, this is looking good. What I'm waiting for now is to where the bears come in. And I don't mean to bring the price down. I mean to have some sort of stopping point, because the price doesn't just move up. As it stands right now, if we're looking at this on the daily, let's look at this on the daily. If we're looking at this on the daily, we can see, let's look at the data underlying. We have the money flow increasing. We had this large momentum wave to the upside that did create a bit of a small bearish divergence, but we had a lot of buying pressure. All this green that we see instead of white bars, these are green. There's a lot of buying pressure on this move up from February 9th all the way to where we're at now. We had a little bit of a drawdown on the momentum, meaning the momentum wasn't increasing as fast. It doesn't necessarily mean the price is coming down. But now look, this found a bottom and is expanding back up. And they also flipped back green, meaning that buying pressure came back in. In addition to this, we see the RSI has found a bit of a floor here and bounced back up. It's up here in the 92, 93% range. So we are getting a little bit hot on the strength, but it also means take out the word overbought or oversold. It's also strength, the relative strength index. This is showing that things are very strong on the daily. The stochastics also came down and fully reset right here. Let's see where that is on the chart. So when we look at this, look at that. So they came down, reset, and already started rounding up before this move happened. The stochastic said, hey man, we fixed our hamstrings, we're ready to run. And this is exactly what happened. We also see the volume came in down here. And so things are looking good. This is expansion. Why do I say expansion? Because we have a candle, and now we have a larger candle, which means the bullish momentum is sort of taking the lead as it stands right now. But this can flip on a dime. This can flip in a moment. Just to let you know, in May of 2022, I was on a rooftop having an event with some friends, relaxing, having some wine, listening to music. And I was talking crypto with a friend, and we were so excited because the prices were so good. Oh my God, our portfolios. And then 20 minutes later, he comes over to me. He's like, dude, everything crashed. And I'm like, man, stop messing with me. And I pulled up my phone, and the entire market had just absolutely started that collapse. That was that terrible bear market that we all know about, that many of you endured. I was right there looking at it, everything so high. 20 minutes later, I look, and everything was just absolutely falling to the downside. I am not calling for that right now. I'm merely putting on your radar the fact that things can change on a dime, and you have to remember that you cannot forget risk management. As it stands right now, things are incredibly bullish. Things are feeling good. If we go down to Ethereum, Ethereum is ripping to the upside. Now, while we're doing this right now, everybody in the chat right now, I want to see some coins that you guys are looking at. Some coins you want to see not super chats. Some coins you want to see some TA on, and I'll do some TA on y'all's coins because I've been doing a lot of the coins that I have in this list here a lot lately. I want to do some of the coins that you guys are calling out. So let me know what you're looking at and we'll look at, and this is just ripping higher. This is Ethereum just pushing up. This is where we got in on that altcoin portfolio. And this is just moving higher. I actually shared in the BitLab Discord that I did add 2 coins to this yesterday. I added Aerodrome and Stacks. And this one is Aerodrome's down. It also was just pumping quite a bit. And Stacks is up a little bit. It's up about $100. I put $1,800 into this one. But the markets are feeling good right now. Now, where this, we see how we have a box here. Let's zoom out and see what this box is. Okay, so we have an area of interest based on previous ranges, previous price interactivity. Look at this, rejection at the top. And we're coming into this zone right now. So if we turn on the BitLab volume, let's see if there's any areas of interest. That's a weekly. Let's go to the 4-hour. All right, boom. Perfect. Rejection, breakthrough, find support, launch. Michael Hall, AMKT. I'll look at AMKT. So look at this. Okay, on the 4-hour, the stochastics, even though we had this little, almost a little bit of a bear flag, a bull flag here, not bear flag. What am I talking about? Look at this bull flag right here. Option T. We take this from this breakout to the top of this flag. The target out of this is, and it's heading right towards it. It's 35, basically just shy of $3,500, 3450, 3460. What I'm specifically talking about is this right here. This sort of bull pennant right here. And if we take this measurement of this flagpole, just like this, measure this out, actually goes higher. I took this from the breakout point. This other target that I did, I took out from essentially this breakout point in this region right here. Once you clear those highs, and yeah, we're working our way up to those targets. And it looks like we have a couple order blocks within this zone as well. We can see right here and look at this. This interacted with it, came down, now it's pushing back through. So this whole area is going to be a very strong area of interest as to what happens. Welcome, Michael Hall, to the BitLab Lab Tech. Shout out to all the members that are here. All you with the BitLab icons, the little beakers next to your name. Big love to you. But Ethereum's looking good. Now, we stacked into this on, I think, February 7th, and this was back here. And I did it based on the macro altcoin chart. I did as little TA as possible when I was buying these altcoins, showing you all how easy it can be when you take a macro picture and you look at where we're at on these cycles. This is where we got Ethereum. This is pushing up, and this is looking strong as it can be. Money flow strong on this 8-hour. The stochastics and RSI are looking like they're starting to round a little bit, so let's keep an eye on that. We do see ETH, the Bitcoin, falling though right now. So is this going to find some support? And the reason why this is important, remember, is because while this is happening, it's also likely that the altcoins are being somewhat outperformed by Bitcoin. So Ethereum is taking a little bit of a drop as it's weighed against Bitcoin right here. But let's see where it finds some support and it moves up, because that will be a big signal for the altcoins. Now, Cardano, this is where we bought Cardano. And again, I was only looking at that macro altcoin chart showing that we are at that last stage, last opportunity to capture max gains for the bull market. And we can see this pushed up. We have the broadening wedge. This is pushing up into this order block region that's directly above our head. Previous range right in here as well. Again, these BitLab trading stacks, this volume on the BitLab trading stack automatically prints these order block zones that tend to line up pretty heavily with strong areas on the market that price action interacts with. In this case, look, came down, created order block here, sucked back down into it, launched. Now we're going to test this region here. If we're able to push through this region, I expect if we come back down, this will likely act as somewhat of support as well. Now, when we're looking at this, notice here, is there any further target we can get on Cardano as it's ripping right now? Let's do option F. If you're on PC, it is Alt F, and that is over here. That is this Fibonacci retracement tool. Just a quick key to do it. So we have this Fibonacci from the top to the bottom here. This, look, broke beyond the golden pocket, came down, found support on it, pushed up. But look at this. We have a 1.618 right up in this zone. 1.618 right in this zone. Now, if we look at this, let's go down to the 1 hour. We look at this, we have a bit of a inverse head and shoulders through here as well. Come here. Where's that damn thing? There we go. inverse head and shoulders here, double bottom, whatever it is, but we can measure this. And this target takes us right up to where we've come to. So the price action and patterns are interacting not only with the fibs, but the targets. Things are telling us where they want to go. Now, if we come out here to the daily, what was I seeing? I just showed this on the right here. Okay. So yeah. So we got this large. My internet is going so slow. What the fuck? Apologize for the language. Come on, computer. God damn it. There we go. Let's get this going. All right. There we go. So we have this large cup and handle as well in here, or it could be inverse head and shoulders, a massive one. And if this is the case, we can measure this out. Let's go to the 12-hour. We can measure this out and show this right here, this large cup and handle. Measure this from the neckline, which is roughly about there, down to the zone here, come up into the zone. The breakout point takes us into a target all the way up here into the 85-cent range. There was something else I was looking. Was it the 3-day chart? This is what I was looking at. Shit, I'm sorry about that. I just had to run down here from this is it. So large cup and handle. This is what I'm looking at right here. Very weird neckline here. But if we come across, measure this from the top of this to the bottom, you guys are going to love this if you're Cardano holders. The target of this is up here in the 270 range. Fucking chart was I looking at this on? I don't know. I'm all discombobulated from running downstairs between shows. Got too many damn things going on. All right. So what the hell was I looking at? Did I measure it wrong? Yeah, maybe it was $1.75. I'm sorry. So yeah, right up into this region. And this also is correlating with coming back up near testing this previous order block range up here and all of this zone in here. This is showing a macro picture that, yes, you may have missed this move from here, all the way up into here. Okay. Did you miss it? No. You can still wait for the confirmation of the retest to the downside, which is where we got in right here. And the breakout of this macro zone still has a move just on the breakout from here, still has a move from here all the way up into this zone, which is another 200%. And I don't think it's going to stop there. It'll likely, obviously, work its way, rise, retrace, continuation, you know, on its way up, maybe a large crash, and then whatever it's going to do. But the things are looking on the macro picture, like on these different altcoins that have been sitting, feeling boring, and then we have this big pump, and then they're boring again. This is what trading is. This is what investing is, understanding that not every move is going to happen in every minute. You have to look and see, okay, I missed this big move, even though there was a W formation right here, and the money flow is flipping over. I missed this. Great. This is telling me the bulls were took over. Now, on the retest back down, which, look at this, retested the previous range highs, that gave you a great signal that, okay, the bulls are in full control. Let's get in somewhere in this region. And now we can ride the larger macro move on this, on the breakout. Now, I did see a bunch of coins you guys shared in here. I am milking how I ran downstairs because I didn't have a chance to set, you know, I basically had to come on here and press live. I couldn't set the chart up. I couldn't, you know, when you're not prepared, it really messes with you. I did see some coins. I want to go back to some of the coins you guys had. Okay. You saw AMK. I don't even know what AMKT is. AMKT. What is AMKT? I don't know what this is. Alongside total value locked. So I'm not, by the way, when I'm doing coins you guys ask me to do, it doesn't mean I own them, I support them, I like them, I dislike them. I'm just doing it because he super chatted it. So yeah, I have no real data on this. It looks like it looks like it's this is total value locked. What am I doing? AMKT Uniswap. There we go. So we had this large move. I mean, this looks like it must be very new. So there's not going to be any much TA on this. This is something you buy, and if you have huge gains, you either take some profits, take out your initial capital. But if we want to see just specifically where this would go, option F from the top there to that bottom. This is, look, it's coming right up into this 1.618. This is how you do TA on something that doesn't have history. Take the range high to the range low. This actually go a little bit lower. Boom. and we came right up into this 1.618. The next target I'd be looking at is this 1786, and then up here at the 2.618. But that's all I can say on this. As it stands right now on this move, let's go ahead and delete this. Let's look for a potential pullback. If this does pull back, okay, the 382 is a great area because this is regionally right about where the previous range high was. So this box is where I'd be looking to buy if this came back down into this. Now, of course, this could also come down into this region. So remember, when you're entering any asset, when you're buying anything, you want to, especially like this, when you're having a lot of movement, you don't know if the market's going to have a strong correction and then it's going to launch, or if it's going to come like this and move like this. If you're waiting on this and it only goes here, you get no entry. If it goes here and you set up 2 limit order entries, then you're able to take advantage of both areas. And this is if you want to position trade. You want to hold it for some time. If you're just trading this, then your buy order would be here with a very tight stop. You'll get stopped out. And then you have another buy order that you have set here with another tight stop. And then you're able to take advantage of that. You have to understand the strategy you're trying to use. And also that you're asking about when you ask somebody on YouTube or any Discord. People ask for what signals are and what the strategy is now, but they don't say what their time horizon is or what it is they're trying to do with that asset. If you're just trying to trade it, then I'd be waiting for a move to show some sort of correction and where that's going to rebound to find that buy. Now I also see Crow. I don't think we've done Crow in quite some time. Let's break down some Crow, baby. So Crow, let's go to a little bit more of a macro chart. This is a 3-day. Okay, this is a key zone right here. We're coming up, and it's very similar to what we just saw on, we're going to see this a lot on a lot of the altcoins. This is what we're similar, different shape, but very similar to what we just saw on Cardano. We had this big move down, almost, I won't call it a cup and handle, but very similar structurally. Why is that? Because we have this big move, generally it goes like this, and then a smaller move like this, okay? So in this being the case, let's do a line, option J, option T, gets us our trend line, boom. Measure this from this neckline down to the depth of how deep this goes. And come up right here. The target on this is up here in the, come on, you can do it, in the 25 to 27 cent range. So that is on a 3-day chart. So if you're trading this on a 1-hour chart, and you're trying to do high leverage, that's not the target you look at. That's the macro picture for where the next sort of large move is going to be. There we go. All right, so on the 4-hour, let's go and look at this. So we have this move up into here. We have a bit of a descending trend line. And look at this. This was basically a failed bull flag. Failed bull flag, broke to the downside, and it's working its way back up. I'd be watching for a clearing of this region right here, basically clearing 11.5. Clearing 11.5, and I think this thing is going to be, moving. Okay, what are some of the other ones? I see you guys asked for PYTH. PYTH is one of those ones I want to get. There's only so much money you can put in the market at one time in terms of spreading it across what assets you want to get. And so I've wanted to get this, but it just hasn't met, all the criteria I was looking for to allocate at any individual time. Look at this beautiful reversal right here. Shoulder, head, shoulder, launch to the upside. Now, where we're at right now, we're going into price discovery. So option F, or you can come over here, 1, 2, third tool down, fib, retracement. I just like the quick keys. Measure this down like this. Look at this. So it came down and it's pushed up all the way up into, look at this, the candle bodies on the 4-hour, basically held by the 1.618. This is coming down to this one. Now what we can do is we can move this over. Do it like that. Trying to clean it up a little bit so we can see here. Now move this from the top to the bottom. Yes, you do fibs both directions. A fib from the top to the bottom. I actually did this one backwards. A fib from the top to the bottom gives you a retracement area, a likely area of interest for potential reversals, or it also provides you the extension for targets above. Now, if you want to see where this could retrace to the downside, we move this from the bottom to the top. Let's move this up to the top. And this, look at this. This came down and it found, rather than coming all the way down to this golden pocket, and we could turn off the volume here, this golden pocket right here, you see that golden pocket, which is right here? It's below where this previous range high was. This came down and has tested this range high right in here and found support. So it doesn't mean it's done yet. This very well could have a little bit of a bounce up to the 382, just kind of similar to what we're seeing here, and then a loss and come down into this zone. As it stands right now, with the market heating up the way it is, it's hard to really characterize something taking that move down when everything else is moving up. Now, especially with PAAL being in the AI narrative, or this is PYTH, sorry. This is, I mean, great narrative, this one as well, you know, basically the oracle of the Solana chain. Now, this does have the momentum's angle down, stochastics angle down. RSI is starting to maybe giving us a forewarning that the strength is coming back in. This is bouncing currently, but let's make sure it's not a bounce like this. See this bounce rejection down? We want to see what's happening here. The money flow is trying to flip positive though. We're on the 4 hour. Let's get down to the 1 hour and see some more local signals. I do not know why the internet's going so slow. Okay, this is showing strength is coming in. Money flow flip positive on the smaller time frame. The stochastics bottomed and the RSI kind of followed its way down there, but the stochastics now have a higher low. The RSI is now pushing up. Look at this. It bounced at the 35 level, but now it's all the way up here at the 68, starting to show real strength coming in. This may be trying to make a move to the upside. So keep your eyes on that. I'm going to scroll down and see what else you guys called out for. I don't see any other. You're welcome. Thank you so much for the super chat, Pete L. I really appreciate that. Morgan Powell with the $1.99 super chat for Beam and MYRIA. Thank you for the super chat. Does make it easy. There's so many messages that it's not that I even want super chats at all. When you guys super chat, it's a lot easier to keep track of what coins I should be looking at. So I appreciate it very, very wholeheartedly. Thank you, Morgan Payne and Pete L. We have a lot more coins we're going to be doing here. So also shout out to Michael Hall, again, a new member, and Pete L also with that super chat initially. Big love to all you folks. Now, what are we doing here? Beam. Beam is one of those communities DZ put on my radar, and I think it's going to have a pretty strong bull. I mean, this is looking pretty bullish so far. This is looking a little weak. This is looking bullish on the on this sort of picture, this full picture. But when we're looking at this, for instance, let's look at it on the 2 hour. This is looking a little bit like and I don't like calling head and shoulders sideways, but this is looking very similar because we have this shoulder here, and look at this. We have a little mini hidden shoulders here, but then boom, push up. Now we have lower low, lower high, comes back down, and we're just trying to really, the two levels I'm watching on Beam is right here. We're essentially attacking that area right now. We're attacking that area right now, while all the while through that period of time of that larger head and shoulders we were talking about, we're seeing a downtrend on the momentum waves. See this white wave, smaller, but we are still seeing some positive money flow. And so with this being said, these two areas, I feel like we're kind of coming into a decision point for the bulls to either stop being willing to stop taking profits in the zone and we get a bit of a strong move up, something probably similar to that we see over here. But we're seeing this weakness coming in. This might just be consolidation into the zone. Now, if this is the case, I just want you to notice what just happened with because I'm just looking at this chart for the first time. This looked a little bearish because of the zone, but when we draw this zone of interest resistance above us in this area, it does feel like we have a resistance and a rising level of support, which would be an ascending triangle. Rising level of support, flat low resistance tend to break to the upside. But we're also seeing this with this larger sort of semi head and shoulders sort of feel, which also marks the kind of uncertainty of what's going on in the market leading up to this massive pump that just came in from Bitcoin over the last 2 or 3 days. So is it time for the capital to start rotating into altcoins? If so, then, and something like this, or there's a positive news break or something on Beam, if this is able to take out this level, then I do think this will likely make that next leg to the upside. Now, how to measure what that would do? I mean, what I would do here is I would measure this zone right here. This is going to be very ugly TA because this is kind of obscure patterns. There's patterns within patterns. Sometimes it's like playing, well, where's Waldo? You're like, okay, what pattern am I looking at? And this target would be another, this move would be essentially another 30% move to the upside once we take out this zone. So things are looking good for Beam. It's all about a matter of, can we take this out or do we lose this level and come down and test, likely, if we do break down, likely test into this zone. Why? Rejection here, the price interactivity here, this rejected right below it, this bounced on it, see here? So this would be the target if this does come down, and then we can rediscuss. So we got Beam, MYRIA. We're doing all kind of obscure stuff. Today's stream's for you guys, man. Every single one of you. I love you. I appreciate you. And we got a giveaway going on here in a little bit too from the BitLab page. These posts that I do on BitLab, I'm doing these random drawings regularly now. $50, $100, multi-month memberships to the Discord, to the indicators, all kind of stuff. So when you guys come and hit that retweet and hit that like button, it enters you to potentially win. We always kind of randomly pick the days we draw from. So thank you guys for your support. And again, I do want to shout out. If you guys have not watched,
Bitcoin is absolutely
if you guys have not watched this video right here, come here to videos, bull signals. I just posted this 2 days ago, 10-minute video. It's talking about the composition of what's going on in our bull market right now. And I don't know what's going on with my hands there, but there's a lot of charts. It's mostly charts. It's 10 minutes to the point, talking about why this time may be a little bit different from previous cycles. Potential pre-halving pullback may not happen. Maybe we get that pullback post-halving. Maybe those pullbacks only represent 15 to 20%. Obviously, we always have to be prepared for something larger, but there's some things in the chart. So come and watch this video. I'll share this link.
Exploded today, but it's...
I'll share this link. Watch bull signals video. Here, I just shared that in the deal. Let's go back into these charts. Where are we at? MYRIA. Here we go. So MYRIA. Let's get out 12-hour because I haven't seen this chart. So look at this. This is actually quite beautiful. Large dip. Inverse head and shoulders right here. Do you guys have chart vision yet where you can see this and you just see inverse head and shoulders? That's also marked essentially where the launch of the bottom was back to the upside. But what we're also seeing here is a large cup and handle. Now, I'm not holding myself to absolute this is going to happen, but if we were to measure this, this is suggesting absolute fireworks could be coming to a project like this. Let's be conservative. Let's measure this down. Option T, measure. Yeah. This would come on. That would be another 1,000% move. So this looks very bullish on these charts when we're doing it like this, but we can't just expect that. There's so much things at play. So while somebody may see that and say, that's the target, let's get down and look more locally, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to shake people out in this market before they're even able to realize something like that and other things that can happen. So looking right here, we have this move right here. We could even just do a simple fib from this top to this bottom. And we can see, look at this. We're coming right back now. We're testing right at the golden pocket from this full move right now on MYRIA. So we're just shy of it. Once we take this out, the next level is going to be up here at 1.8 cents, which is a previous range high. And then we're going to be targeting essentially 2.2 cents, 2.2 into 2.5. This is going to be an area that we're going to want to watch. This sort of block right here between the 1.618 and the 1.786 is a likely target that we may, once it gets up there, we're going to have to see what the momentum of the market is. But we have to look at clearing this golden pocket first, which is 1.36 cents. The next level would be 1.8 cents, and then we can talk about targeting this to the upside. Let me scroll down, continue on with these different coins that you guys. Let's look at stacks, though, because we did just get stacks. I told you guys about that in the BitLab Discord. I don't know why. Discord, there we go. Load it up. It's not where I want to go. Kelly Alpha, boom. I talked about it right here. I got stacks. I got 613 stacks, and I got 4255 Aerodrome. DZ put us all on Aerodrome yesterday, as well as this this tweet. I looked into this. a lot of really great things that are potentially going to come for this. So it's the smallest allocation I think I have in my portfolio, but I was just throwing it in there because it's something I'm willing to hold for a year. As a backing, Coinbase Capital Ventures just bought into it. And I'm not suggesting you guys buy it. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. And Stacks as well, it's part of that Bitcoin narrative. So let's look at Stacks, and then we'll go back to some of the coins that you guys have. STX. I don't know what this line is. So let's look at this on the daily. Guys, I do not know. I have to do a GoFundMe page to get better internet, I guess. All right, look at this massive cup and handle, kind of, but just this large dip, this smaller dip. And then we have this large dip and smaller dip. And this not only broke out, but look at this, beautiful on Stacks. Broke out, came down, retested as trying to launch right now. And we are attacking this region right here, which is essentially, I think it might already be above it. The previous range, let's move this down just a touch. There we go. Previous range highs. And this may be the all-time highs for this too. Finance, yeah. So just cutting through this right now. So what do we want to do? We can look to a couple of things. We can look more locally, option F right here, and see that, look at that. We're pushed up to the 1.618, launched through. And now the next target, we're just right now at the 2.618. Next level, which is essentially what this previous range high was. The next level would be the 3.618. Now we can also go a bit larger here. Delete this one. See where we're at right now on this. Pushing up into the 2.618. That's what, yeah. 3.618 up here. Now what does this bad boy right here show? This will be cool. This is going to give us moon math. These are always just suggestions when you're looking at the fib extensions. So we're right at the 1 now. Next target up here would be basically the 1.382, $4.50. And then the 4.618 and the premium pocket sort of here at the 786 is basically 523, 575. And if that Bitcoin narrative really does start taking off in terms of all the ecosystem on top of Bitcoin really starts building over the next month or so into March, when we know from just knowing different crypto influencers and seeing what's going on and seeing where they're trying to push their money to market things. And it's not Stacks. There's other things within the Bitcoin ecosystem, those BRC20s, those ordinals, ORDSwap, all that whole area, ORNJ. I think Joshua Jake put it all on our radar last week on the BitLab member stream. They're pushing a strong marketing narrative around those things. So that's why I was like, well, I don't have exposure to any of that. Let me get some Stacks. It's on Coinbase. That's why I got it. And it's going to ride some of those coattails as well. So this doesn't seem so out of the picture when we're looking at that. We got positive money flow here on the daily. It's starting to increase. Look at all this bullishness on the BitLab Trading Stack dashboard right here. Green, green, gray, gray, green, green. Mostly bullish down here. Now, let's look at HBAR. HBAR, I don't know why this line's sideways, but very similar, large cup and handle. So, I mean, the point of control, is that a point of control? No, it's a line that we just did there. But if we take that measurement puts us up here at 21 cents. It's another 100% move from here. So things are feeling exciting, and this is when things get most ripe for us to be taken advantage of. I want you all to realize that. So even though we're seeing these high targets, you have to understand these things can turn around in the blink of an eye. And so what we're seeing right here is we got a bit of a bull flag. So let's do two different bull flag targets, one there and then one from just this smaller portion. And I just want to show you option T. We've got a bit of our bull pennant, bull flag. And this target would be here. This target would be, we have a sort of range here. So this, because we have this kind of a long flagpole that's also bent, I like to do this where we get the straightest part from the last hiccup and then the rest of it as well. And it gives us two targets. This way, if this breaks out, if we're taking a trade on a smaller time frame, then we can set a target here at 1647 and then also up here at 20 cents. So this is what I'm seeing on HBAR. Now, if this does this does break down below this. We got a lot of support below us. This is where we got into it. Let's see what other coins you guys have. Bitcoin just wait, 62. We got to get back over to Mama Bitcoin. Let's get back over to baby Bitcoin really quick. Hey, there we go. Bitcoin to the moon, baby. 62.4. Okay, let's get down on this. Let's get down and dirty. Look, see, this is that expansion. Expansion coming into this. Let's go down to the 2 hour. We had a bit of a bull flag here. It's very weak, but this little chop here, very similar structure. So we measure that out to there, and we go up like this. We're coming up on that target. So we have to watch out a little bit as to what other participants in the market do. And look at this. We're coming right into the order block zone right in here. Coming right into this order block zone from previous price interactivity at this zone. And we're closing in on this target, $64,700. So let's pay attention to that and realize that this is getting frothy. This is getting exciting. Things are feeling good. What's Ethereum doing right now? Also ripping higher, 3,416. What did we say the target was? 3457 or something like that? Yeah, 3450, 3500. And ETH has the ETF on the horizon. The one thing I do want to say, though, coming over here, CoinGlass, we have to, and I brought this up on Discover Crypto, we have to pay attention to the fact that things are getting very, very excited right now in terms of, let me see, CoinGlass, fear and greed. Here we go. This is this is extreme greed. This is when the biggest opportunities happen for big market players, when they do reverse and get people to capitulate. So things are feeling very good in the market. And it's wonderful that these things are pushing higher. And in fact, when we come over here, by the way, if you haven't yet, make sure you give me a follow at Kelly Kellum and at Academy BitLab. And by the way, if you haven't yet, what are you doing? If you're watching right now and you haven't hit that like button, the markets are ripping. Join us here in this community. Hit that subscribe button. Ding the bell. Be a part of our family here. But I've been dropping some just straight magic on here, sharing a lot of great stuff. And here's a great chart from TechDev. You know, this is showing on the 7 week, not daily, not hourly, not weekly, the 7 week super trend just flipped bullish. Well, let's see what happened back here when this happened before. Expansion of these bullish candles to the upside. What happened right here? Expansion all the way up. Happened right here. So we're setting the stage on a macro picture now, not just on the on the smaller time frames over the last year with corrections. We're setting the stage for some very strong bullishness. All-time high in China. We also hit all-time high in, I think, 31 countries. We're seeing, record flows on all these ETFs, and things are just feeling like it's just going incredible. In fact, if we come over here and look at the S&P 500, S&P 500 to Bitcoin, things are still, every time I got to click it twice. Just a lesson in patience, I get. Yes, S&P 500 just ripping higher along with Bitcoin. Things are looking good across the board right now. They're looking so good. I don't know whether to be excited or scared. You know, when we're looking at these markets and we're seeing things rip like they are right now and things are just exploding higher and higher, this is not when you choose to jump in. All of you that are here on the BitLab Academy stream, all of you, I know, made at least, I hope at least, the majority of you at minimum have made purchases at much lower prices. Now, given all of us have made stupid purchases, right now, everybody that's watching right now, let's give some community love. Every single one of you, if you've ever bought an asset high and sold low, throw a 1 in chat. Everybody's made that mistake. If you've ever bought a top and this, like, you feel like within the second, the minute, or even the day that you bought, that marked the top for a good period of time, and you're like, how come when I buy it drops? All of us have done that shit. Every single one of us. That's why we are a community here, so we don't do that. I lost $70,000 in 2 trades. 1 trade and then a revenge trade right after that because I didn't change my risk management to adjust for the type of leverage I was trading. And I don't want you guys to make that mistake. This is years ago, of course, and I've learned from that, but that's what I'm here for on this channel with this community, with you all, so we can learn from each other. We can put coins on each other's maps, talk about coming in here when we're setting up an altcoin portfolio. This is altcoin portfolio I started building February 7th. If we come down here and we see, okay, what's the composition of what we're doing on these, what's the composition of our portfolio? Where the hell is it at? There we go. Asset allocations. There we go. Making sure we don't have a bunch of tiny coins as our major allocations in our portfolio, where you're trying to stack it more heavily in larger caps. Now, for any of you that's new here, this isn't my only portfolio. This is an altcoin portfolio I'm stacking for this bull trend that I started February 7th because it looked like the altcoin market was about to break out. And I'm sharing this with everybody in the Discord, showing, and this is an altcoin focused portfolio. I have Bitcoin. I have, quite a bit more Ethereum. But the point is, you see the composition where you're getting, you kind of take some select risks that have a little bit smaller market cap that maybe you really believe in. But majority, as you're going down the coin market cap ranking, before the market's really exploding, these things should make up smaller portions of your portfolio, so you're not exposing your entire portfolio to a huge amount of risk. You know, we saw crypto banter. I love crypto banter, but I saw when Luna collapsed, it was like 50% of his portfolio. Doesn't matter how much you believe in something. You want to make sure you have a little bit of diversification. So let's get back in here. Let's talk about some more coins. TIA still, we did get in on this, but this is looking very rounding. This very well. Remember, there's a lot of layer ones out there. They're all competing for a similar sort of slice of the same pie. Now we have this massive order block that's right below us. This is on the 3-day chart. Are we going to get this move to the downside? As it stands right now, it looks like where we bought is now a resistance line for this to potentially reject on and come back down. But what does it look like on the 1 hour time frame? A lot of volume's kind of coming back in here. So maybe we get a little bit of inverse head and shoulders here. I didn't see this yesterday. This is TIA. This would be a target up here, but we can't even, we can't even entertain this right now because this currently is trying to invalidate this sort of structure. Michael Hall, ICP long-term. ICP, I think, is an absolutely great project and does a lot of things some of these layer one protocols say they do that they don't do. Decentralization, and there's so many different things. But ICP is a very strong protocol, and it just got hammered down by the correlation with FTX from their investment in it, or suppression of it. But I think ICP is great. We are seeing a little bit of confusion right now as to what to do on the chart with TIA. I wouldn't rule out a potential move to the downside here. But if we're able to break back basically above our entry point, which happens to be the trend line on this, I did not draw this as the trend line. That was our entry point back here, February 7th. See that down here on the bottom? February 7th. Boom. If we're able to take this out, we may start getting some moves to the upside. AVAX, we'll look at ICP here in a moment. We had that massive sort of, not massive, but on the, let's go to the 4 hour. AVAX had this, large head and shoulders here that did break down. But then similarly, look at this. We got a similar structure right here. Head and shoulders broke down. But now we're kind of rounding back out up above this. So we have this trend line that we can project out. This is coming in confluence with the previous range high, as well as an order block that was formed there, as well as an order block that was formed over here. This is how I can see they're overlapping right in here. The BitLab trading stack is saying we have an area of interest above us and a little bit of a support below us with this order block, but this is starting to move higher. Money flow on the 4 hours flipping positive. I can see that right here. See this curving? Gets a bit neutral when it's gray. That means there's not much movement. And then it's starting to flip blue. Stochastics bouncing, RSI's bouncing. What does the BitLab intelligence say? Look at this. Call this 5 bullish divergences right here. Price action pushed up through the dynamic resistance zone. Came down, tested the same zone, and then launched up. Came down, found support on the 20 moving average, as well as the weekly VWAP right here and this order block. It's called this was beautiful calls here. And then now it's moving back up. This is the area I'd be watching right in here. Let's put a box here so we could track our calls tomorrow. This is an area I will be watching for some hesitation. If this continues pumping higher, it's up here at the $42 range. Why? We have this diagonal previous support that is now potentially resistant. It is resistance until we break through it. But we also have these order blocks in this previous range level that we're looking in this zone. $42 to $43 range is what we're looking for potential hesitation if this continues pushing up. SEI, double bottom, push up, found support. Look at that, 2 bullish divergences right here, right on the bounce of the weekly VWAP. And this is currently looking like it's trying to, it looks like it's trying to move up, but we don't have the money flow support yet. Money flow is still negative. That's why this is pink. But we do have the stochastics bouncing here with the higher low on the stochastics currently. And the RSI is holding here above 50. It's waiting for the capital to rotate into it. That's all I can say about that right now. Let me see what other ICP is what you wanted to look at. ICP. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, Michael Hall. Love the super chats. Keep us going. Let's see. ICP. So we got a bit of a trend line right here. These are calling it. BitLab trading stack has just been doing so well lately. I mean, always, but I'm just looking at a lot of these altcoins and seeing these great calls of what's going on here. My question to everybody that's tuned in right now, if you are tuned in for the first time, let us know that this is your first time. If you're new, I want to welcome you, but also everybody that's here in the community, I just want to say how much I appreciate you all. We're still going to do some TA. I just wanted to shout out some love to you all. Look down below this video right now. If it does not say subscribed, join us here. Let's keep growing this community because this is a positive place of gratitude, of empathy, of love, of data here in the charts. I'm not giving you biased views. I'm trying to show you how we can use tools to set ourselves up for success. So let's get back into these charts. ICP, shout out to everybody that's in the room right now. ICP here, we're on the 4-hour chart. Do we have any sort of, we can draw from this level to this level. Okay. But we also have a bit of a, rising channel here. So this low, rejection, rejection, rejection. So where we're at right now, I'm just giving myself some context since I didn't really have it charted. So this broke beyond, so the momentum waves are trickling to the upside. They're converging back towards the 0 line. The RSI is having some chop. The stochastics come down, but then they bounce right here, as well as the money flow. There was not really a clear signal as to a particular trade on this time frame. There might have been on a smaller, but we have a W formation. We have the momentum waves angling to the upside, and we have the price action breaking through not only this dynamic resistance zone, which is this shaded area right here between the 20 moving average and the trend signal line right here, but also this weekly VWAP, which is my favorite component of the BitLab trading stack, of this BitLab intelligence indicators. The price action breaks above this, comes back down and tests this yellow, excuse me, this yellow line, and now is breaking to the upside. So what we want to do is come in here, option F from the top to the bottom. So we took out the 382. See this 382 right here. Now the next move is up here, right in the middle of this order block zone, this red order block, part of the BitLab volume, part of the BitLab trading stack. And we can see that's right. So my target's up here at the 1372, 1380. And we want to see what happens in the zone. If we get a potential rejection, we'd like to see this find support above the 382. But if we get a little bit of a hesitation, maybe form a bull flag and then continue up. If we do slice through it and get rejected at the 786, we'd like to find support on this golden pocket. Let's see what else. 63. Did we hit 63? Yeah, we're at 63, 64. This is just ripping, guys. Oh my God. This is, I can't even believe it. These markets are, these pretzels are making me thirsty. Name that show. If you don't know that show, then you haven't been around in the scene as long as I have. So what's the high on this? 60, the high has been 63,555. Okay, well, I'm looking right here. OHLC, that's open of the candle, high of the candle, low of the candle, and close of the candle. So let's get down to the 24-minute. Let's turn off the indicator so we got some clear data on this chart. The volume's coming in. We're getting, this is just, feels so, it feels so surreal. Look at this. I mean, are you not entertained? God dang it. Let's go over here to the crypto market caps. Let's go ahead and refresh this. I want to see if we got some outliers in the last hour. PAAL, okay, let's look at PAAL AI. So I'll kind of go down some of these big movers right now. Let's look at some of these big movers. So PAAL, PAAL AI. what do we want to look at it on? Gate.io will work. So this is kind of, let's go down to the 1 hour. It's not really moving as much as it. Guess it's all a matter of perception there, right? So option T, got a trend line there. Got a bit, this roundingness is sexy. This roundingness, it's kind of like when you have a market bottom and it rounds out. Rounding bottoms and rounding tops tend to, they indicate, a rounding bottom indicates bullishness, a rounding top indicates toppishness, bearishness. And the fact that we had this strong push up and then this sort of bearish attempt has led to a bullish structure here. And so what we want to look at right here on PAAL AI is we have this meets these two areas with the candle bodies, and then where we're essentially trying to break through as we speak on PAAL AI. So what do we do? Let's go out to the 2 hour candles, zoom out a little bit. I'm just going to measure this. I'm going to measure this like this, target out there. I mean, that would be another 50% pump if that were to play out. So let's look at it a little bit more realistically. We don't want to just get a big bullish target and say, that's where it's going to go. No, you're trying to confirm your bias when you do that. So let's get a couple different mechanisms. Okay, we have the fib extension from the top to the bottom. All I did was I clicked on this, or you can do Option if you're on Mac, or Alt if you're on PC. Option F, and you click once, click twice. Okay, and now we have the Fibonacci. We came up, we tested this golden pocket several times. We've broken through it here, but we have this resistance we're looking at right now. If we can break through this resistance, the next target we're going to be watching for is this sort of regional area, 43-cent sort of zone. If we take this out, it likely will be a fairly quick move up to the 1.382, which is 49 cents. Next stop, 53 cents at the 1.618. So what are we seeing on the next one? We got, it's a little bit too small of a market cap to look at. Bitcoin, I mean, this is great. Bitcoin is in the top movers of this whole watch list. ORDS swap, let's look at ORDS. This is one of those coins, I don't have it. This is one of those coins that Joshua Jake put us on in the member stream last week. ORDS, this has been performing quite well. I don't know why it does that. There we go. He put us on this coin about here, and we had this massive, basically bull flag. And now we have a very similar thing on a little bit smaller time frame. We're the 4 hour. So now we have this move. Now we have option T. Now we have this move here. And that potentially could send us up to there, which is another 260. This stuff is just, the things are so bullish right now. I don't even trust some of the TA on some of this stuff, because it's like, wait, what the hell? What did you say the target was on these moves? I mean, things are just looking splendiferous right now. Now there's a little bit of bearishness in the shape of this. If this can't push up above this, we may be setting up a shoulder here that could potentially break down. But let's be honest, things are bullish right now. Things are absolutely ripping. It feels good, but we're seeing right now even a $400 move to the downside on Bitcoin in that small period of time. So right here, Bitcoin just moved down 500, 600. You guys realize Bitcoin's all-time high used to be $600, and then it was 1,000. So things are looking good. We'd like this to turn into a bull flag. As it stands right now, let's look at this. So that's a 3-minute chart. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Okay, the momentum's expanding here. A lot of bullishness coming in. Money flow is still increasing. Things are feeling good. But look at this. This came right up to the order block that was printed here from, must have been all the way back in December-ish of 2021, because that's the last time we were at the price levels here, December or November 2021, I believe. And I'm not going to scroll all the way left on this chart to get there, because we're on 1 hour candles. But we tapped right into this order block zone. These order block zones, by the way, if you guys like these indicators that I use here on the BitLab stream, showing you basically the volume, the money flow, as well as the stochastics RSI, this dashboard that we have here, this BitLab intelligence that shows you potential reversals and bullishness. And when you have little divergences showing strength or weakness at a level. All this together with the BitLab volume as well. You can get all this. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There's still, we never removed the deal page just because I just like being able to send there. And today's a special day. lab.bitlabacademy.com/Josh. There's still a 30-day free trial for our Discord. And then as soon as you sign up for that, there's an upgrade option that gives you access. Lab.bitlabacademy. Oh, hold on a second. HTTPS. Lab. Oh, I didn't spell academy right. lab.bitlabacademy.com/Josh. There we go. This is, go ahead and sign up. You got it right there, Alexander G. And when you sign up for this, you get in our Discord where we have, I'm breaking things down in here. I mean, all the time. We have the VIP charts. We have the chart requests, scalp trades. We have the trade setups and calls from John Dalton and Corduroy and myself and TA Tim and Joshua Jakes in here sharing absolute fire and setups and coin picks. You can get access to all that for 30 days for free as well. And then you get the option to upsell into getting the courses as well as the indicators at the cheapest bundle we've ever done, rather than like $100 and something. It's like $57 or something. So take advantage of that while you can. Let's look at the Bitcoin. Let's track what's going on here. 63.3. So we tapped up into essentially roughly about the target that we had. Now, does this mean this target's done? On this move, you could consider that maybe this stops here and moves down. But what are the signs? What are the signs of life? We had a huge increase in volume coming into this move. So what's going on here? Bearish divergence. This is on the 15-minute charts. Bearish divergence. See this red line? Not all the bearish divergences show on here, but this shows the this Prince line for the momentum wave bearish divergence. But we do have this still a lot of buying power in this zone. There's some FOMO happening right now in retail, in institutional markets because of this ETF, because of all this data. Can you guys let me know? Can you guys let me know, has there been some sort of news push, or is this just some big news break or post or something? Or is this just the buying pressure is just exploding? We are seeing also some bearish divergence right here on the reason I know this is because if this is, God damn it, if this is bearish divergence right here, then this is going to be bearish divergence right here with this higher high on this orange line and a lower high here. Bearish divergence, what is it? The underlying technical signals are getting weaker as price action is pushing higher, AKA you have less fuel for the car to go up the hill. So this is showing some weakness coming in here, and we do have a bit of a trend shift signal. It's printing a couple times now. Doesn't mean it has to reverse. We like to look for a confluence of data, stoplight action protocol, 1, 2, 3, 4 signals, right? Your setup, your support, your confirmation, and your trigger. So you're not just looking at one signal that says, I should buy or I should sell. So this is saying a little bit overheated, and what did it do? It did cool off for a second, but then it found support on here in the dynamic support zone on the BitLab intelligence. And then we had two bullish divergences right here. Launch, find support, push up, launch up, a trend shift right here. We're getting stopping volume, but we're seeing these stopping volumes only result in consolidations and then further move to the upside. So I'd be a little cautious right now. I wouldn't just be jumping in to buy something right now, but we also have to pay attention to what's going on, CoinGlass, what is going on with the open interest. Is open interest coming in? Oh man. Is this right? Let me refresh this. It looks low. So plus we have a 10% increase on derivatives. This is meaning that we're getting quite a bit of healthiness going on here. How much liquidations are we getting that has fueled that? We don't want to have moves that are fully filled by liquidation events that are driving the price higher. So we've had, in the last hour, we've had almost $70 million in Bitcoin liquidations, 30 million in Ethereum, 25 million in Doge. Man, people are just shorting stuff. And so, yeah, $100 million in the last, what's it look like in the last 24 hours? $187 million. So we do have a setup here that is concerning, and that is this inefficient move that we've talked about on this market, when we get this very quick moves, especially if there's a lot of liquidations, forced buying, to shorts that are forced to close, that they basically causes buying pressure in here, in addition to the other buying pressure, creates an inefficiency in the market, in which case we can get something like a Bart Simpson pattern that comes down. It may come down to there, it may come down to there. Either way, we're going to want to look for some sort of consolidation and some sort of pullback as a likely possibility as it stands right now. Because we're looking here on the 8-hour candle. We have 6 hours left, but if this continues, the bear has already ate up half of this candle. What does it look like on the 1 hour? Yeah, look at this. So we're getting a potential slowdown could come because this market is moving quite quickly. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Things are good. Things are exciting. If you haven't yet, make sure you check out our wonderful bitlabacademy.com, and you can enroll here right now with that full price, or you can utilize that link that I provided you guys, and she posted lab.bitlabacademy.com. You can sign up right here. We got Joshua Jake in there, myself in there, DZ in there, TA Tim, John Dalton, Corduroy, professional traders, Taco, our NFT guy here and trader at Hit Network. So much going on in there. But with that being said, guys, the markets are ripping. I have to go step out and do another call. I hope you all hit that like button. Join me here. We're doing this on a daily basis, bringing you tools and resources and an unbiased view on these markets. I love you. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you whenever I stop coughing. Hope you all have a good day. These markets are ripping. Are you not entertained? Hit that like button. Let's get it. Adios. Seriously though, if you have not subscribed, what are you doing? Join our channel, join our family. We got such good community here, and I'd be honored to have you here. And with that, I gotta say, adios muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Adios muchachos. Thank you for being here. We about to hit that new all-time high again. Hit that like button, sucker.